Over here, in the bottom right, the winner of our first game, or actually I guess it's just in the right.
TSL Lane.
TSL Rain, former runner-up, Season 3 of the GSL Open. There he is, getting faster and faster as his headset shows you in its colors. In the blue, he just lost, but he did take out Moonglade. Obviously a very good player to take out such a world-class player as Moonglade.
Who is owning it up in IEM.
He is. He is. Top 4 already. Very exciting stuff. Yeah. You know, there's so many great players in Korea that, you know, just because Moonglade would lose to a player like this, a player this good, that gets owned like he just did by Rain, you know, that he's a great player still. The Korean server is so full of these really top-end players that a lot of people have not heard of.
That's the thing in GSL, there are so many good players.
Yeah.
It's so hard to decide who to root for because everyone is so good. They're genuinely all very good.
Yeah, it's quite a good point. I root for so many people. There isn't a day that I don't say this might be the best match ever, because every day,
There are
almost every
so
day, we
many
see the
good
best
matches.
match ever. You know, it's just so many great players. I'm
So-
just so happy.
What do you think about this map actually not having a goal base at all?
You know, I kind of like it. This map has so many bases on it. I can't even count this high. I have to take off my shoes and my socks because my fingers alone can't do it. So if you had gold bases as well, that's like almost just too much income on the map. So I don't mind this one not having any gold bases. I am A-okay with that.
So we do see Rain coming in to scout. What JJUN is up to, sees only one gas. Actually, for this map, it's going to be coming down to a lot of Marine Siege Tank play as well.
Yeah. You know, I think that's kind of like the solid mid-game of Terran vs. Terran right now. Yeah, sometimes we see Marauders and Marines, but it's not quite as solid. You'd probably do it on a map like this just because it's so big you can run around all day long. I'm sure Marine King Prime could show us a thing or two, but, you know, it's a hard set of units to use together against a lot of Siege Tanks. And, yeah, I feel like that's kind of where TVT is at right now, for sure.
JJUN actually choosing to hide his factory behind the vents.
Yeah. Might want to float that, possibly. Might want to make an add-on back there as well. Just not let anyone see it. There it is. Just find all that gas. Cannot be healthy for that CV to be reading that stuff there.
Star Pod immediately coming out for JJUN. Actually swapping straight into Attack Lab is Rain's factory.
Ooh.
Blue Flame.
Rain going for Blue Flame Hellions. So, it looks like it's going to be... JJUN looks like he's going to go Banshee this game. So, Rain going Blue Flame Hellions. I'm sure you'll get a starport very shortly here. And, yeah. In fact, he already has started it.
Might go for a drop.
Yeah, definitely a Blue Flame Hellion drop. And, you know, the main base on this is so big, you can drop behind the minerals and everything. It's a pretty good map for it. But you have to be careful to make sure that you have some sort of defense against the Banshee, rather, that JJUN is making.
Well, I completely agree with you. This drop might actually do a lot of damage to JJUN. I actually think that Banshee for this map is not... It's not bad, but it's not that good. You can actually have a better build order, or you can do the standard bio push, because you know that TVT now is going to be very long games, so you can actually catch them off guard. I saw a code-ass game that you guys actually cast.
Yeah.
I think it was Jinro, and he just went straight for bio. He's like, okay, I'm just going to go for the standard bio build. And he caught the other Terran completely off guard. He's like, oh my god, there's so many units in front of my base. I'm still trying to build siege tanks.
You know, I gotta agree, this isn't my favorite map for Banshees in Terran vs. Terran. I mean, it takes so long for the Banshee to travel across the map. I feel like if I were to go Banshee here, I might want to proxy the starport.
Oh, he's going for a drop with 2 SCVs inside.
Wants to repair those Hellions, perhaps. I don't think the SCVs are going to be for damage. And the Banshee's, of course, on the way to Rain's base. Rain doesn't have a whole lot to deal with that yet, but he is making Vikings. And as those pop out, he should be able to deal with it quite well. In fact, no cloak for JJUN.
Here he comes. Going behind the mineral lines. trying to pick up as many SCVs as he can. He might actually do a lot of damage here. Decides to actually fly out.
He has the SCVs still, so he can actually just go ahead and repair all those Hellions and drop them again. In fact, they're repairing inside the dropship. Okay, I didn't know that worked.
I did not know that worked.
No, I had no idea that worked, but apparently
oh my god.
it does.
Here he comes. Has to be careful not to lose his medivac. Drops again.
Bam! So many SCVs going down. Wow! 18 SCVs left for JJUN against 26 for Rain.
Oh my god. I actually feel very embarrassed that I did not know he can repair the Hellions
Me too.
with the SCVs inside.
I had no idea that you could repair stuff in a dropship with SCVs.
That is such a good deal.
It's cool. I'm glad I know it now.
Well, Rain letting his Vikings to take out the scout. He was at the Zanaga watchtower. Has to be careful not to lose air control.
Yeah. Definitely.
See, Banshee's coming into play.
You know, JJUN, he already has his orbital up, his second orbital, whereas Rain only halfway done his command center. So Rain going to be a little bit behind there, but still got 8 more SCVs than his opponent because of that really nice Blue Flame Hellion drop. Let's not forget, though, of course, he did lose 2 SCVs in that drop himself. Casualties of war.
Well, I think I actually didn't imagine SCVs being able to repair stuff inside the medivac because medivac looks so small. Looks like there's no space for them to actually... But yeah, I guess a lot of people will be trying this out at home after finding that out.
Yeah.
This Banshee is going to come home and get repaired.
I think most people probably didn't know that. Because if they did, wouldn't I have seen that before? I watch a lot of StarCraft games.
I don't think we actually have seen that in Codas at all.
No,
This is the
it
first
definitely
time.
hasn't happened. Certainly not. Code S or Code A.
Looks like we're going to transit into, like you said, Artosis, Marine tank play.
It's a good style to have. Gotta be honest with you. It's such a solid unit combination. All the air units can die to Stim Marines pretty hard. And of course, Stim Marines will beat Marauders. And then Siege Tanks, just you add those in, they beat basically everything, including Marines, when used correctly and in the right numbers. So it's just really, really fearsome. The only thing you have to be careful about is air domination. Right now, Rain definitely has that, which means that he's going to be able to outmaneuver JJUN for the time being, at least.
Oh, doesn't get a shot at all. Every time.
They better be careful around that reactor. That looks nuclear to me. Don't want another Chernobyl on Terminus Re.
I know. Well, here comes the Vikings. Actually spotting and taking down the only Viking that JJUN has. Not exactly the best thing that can happen. I don't know why JJUN doesn't get better air control. It's actually so risky. Look at the Banshee just doing damage to JJUN's tank. That's almost a free pick.
Oh! Sick Blue Flame Hellions right there. Take out the Marines so quickly. And JJUN getting completely owned.
Got outplay. Seriously, he got outclassed there.
Oh, he certainly did. I mean, Rain had an awesome set of units together.
He's
just
going
micro
in.
them perfectly. And JJUN now is in a terrible spot.
He might actually be able to break this. He's coming in.
Yeah, I think he will, in fact. With that Banshee there, why not? Throw down some auto turrets. No, you just gonna sit there, make the look dumb? That's fine. Well, JJUN does have a lot more coming down now. Looks like he will be able to stabilize. Oh, beautiful placement of those tanks.
Wow.
Of course, the Banshee does have one more range than a Marine.
JJUN just ran his Marines inside. Actually putting down a turret right now. Trying to repair his tanks. Banshee just doing so much damage. He can't do anything against the Banshee at all.
Yeah, the Banshee is just killing absolutely everything. Rain controlling this so well. Some of the best games I've seen from Rain, really.
I think that
love
one Banshee actually won him that game.
Yeah.
That one Banshee.
I can't argue with that. I mean, he's used it so brilliantly at this point. Look at that, spotting with his superior air. And bam, that Banshee just doing so much damage. And finally, will it go down? Yes, it will. Will the Vikings get some revenge?
This match just shows us how important air control is in TVT.
Yeah.
This matchup, this game
Especially
right here.
in the early game, it's something very, very important. And
Coming
look at
in.
this, interesting. Rain throwing down the auto turret, takes the tank shot, tells him not to go up there and for his attack.
But look at the army that Rain is coming back with.
Yeah, it's a lot of siege tanks, and JJUN out of position. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this. A lot of SCVs are coming up, but between the Blue Flame Hellion in the back and all those siege tanks, I think JJUN is going to have to GG it pretty quick. 80 supply for Rain, 50 for JJUN. JJUN's expansion pretty much gone.
Doesn't look like he's able to hold this one, Artosis.
No, indeed, Kelly. There's just nothing left. Look at that. Just even brings his SCVs down a bit. They all get hit by a tank volley. 47 supply for our poor JJUN. 81 for Rain. Rain taking his third base during all of this even. Completely on top of everything.
Scans and see there is nothing much to be feared of. Comes in with his army. Gonna be able to clean this one. He actually drops a mule.
I love it. In fact, the mule is useful. Keeps his vision up and repairs that Hellion. And the Hellion...
That's not...
Awesome. Takes out the siege tank because he dropped the mule to repair it. And at this point, it's about time for JJUN to GG it.
Lands another mule right next to his Hellion. Showing such an interesting...
JJUN counterattacking with a red tank and a marine. Gotta be one of the worst counterattacks ever.
Oh, look at his Hellion. Taking down all the SCVs. Wow. I think this is GG for sure. I mean, JJUN can't come back from this one. I don't see him coming back.
No, he's at 26 measly supply. He's got 7 SCVs against 40 from Rain. GG. And that is it. Rain. Very happy with himself, as you see.
You're very happy as well.
I'm happy for him. I love that TSL team. Bunch of great players. And, you know, Rain, this is a guy that got a lot of flack for making the finals, which is so hard to do whether you cheese or not. And here he is. He's come back through Code A, and he's going to be back in the up and down matches. So congratulations to Rain. I'm excited to see if can he make it back into Code S. If he makes it into Code S with the groups that there are right now, he deserves it.
Yeah, he deserves
it.
Anyone who goes into Code S right now with the up and down matches, they deserve to be in Code S.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just so stacked. So yeah, Rain, congratulations to you. It's sad to see the Moonglade Slayer taken out the very next round.
Gonna go into the next match.
Yes, we
Slayers
do.
Alicia versus MVP Noblesse. Let's hope he gives us some goal section.
Yeah, Noblesse had some really cool builds against Mac. A really smart metagame play. So I'm excited to see if he's going to do something like that in TVP. But TVP is pretty hard to predict. There's a lot of builds Protoss can do.
There's also a lot of builds Terrans can do. They can go for a really early Marauder push to do as much damage as they can and catch the Protoss between their 4-gate timing. But most horse nowadays does 3-gate fast expand.
Yeah.
So
it's a pretty safe build order. You can't really blame them for that. But, you know, it's a lot like Terran vs. Protoss in StarCraft 1. Both sides have a ton of builds they can do. And
which is really fun, you know,
it
to
makes
cast
it
and play.
So interesting because if you have a style, it can really come out in this matchup.
Well, but for late game, it's a lot of Colossus and High Templars
certainly.
to take out the bio army of the Terran player. So I actually get very panicky if I play Terran and I go into late game. I don't know what to build. There's nothing I can
You
do.
gotta make siege tanks.
But
You gotta do it, Kelly.
what if the
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Immortals?
Don't worry about those.
Don't worry about those. They won't build that.
Time to go. Let's do it.